Ever since Elden Ring came out in February, I've been trying to figure out a video I can make about it. I had a couple ideas. I beat the game as Rocky, I fought every boss on New Game Plus 9, but after those ideas marinated in my brain a bit, it just didn't do it for me. So I went back to the basics. One of the most iconic video game challenges of all time is the Pokemon Nuzlocke. The TLDR of what a Nuzlocke is basically you beat Pokemon, but anytime a Pokemon faints, they die for real and you can't use them again. There's a shit ton more that goes into it, but how could I take an iconic challenge like the Nuzlocke and make it work in Elden Ring? Well, technically, you can't. You could use what are called Spirit Ashes, which are sort of like Pokemon, but there's not nearly as many Spirit Ashes as there are Pokemon, and getting all of the ashes you'd need would be pretty tough. So what if instead of Spirit Ashes being Pokemon, every creature in the game was a Pokemon? Using a mod called... fuck me. Elden Ring Ultimate Cheat Table, best table so far, over 60k code lines, all params, editor, GUI, item giver, summon boss of spirits. I was able to spawn in any enemy as a spirit summon and have them fight for me. Before I start the challenge, I need to elaborate on the rules a bit. The biggest rule is that if any Eldamon, yes I'm calling them Eldamon because they're not Pokemon, if any Eldamon dies, I cannot use them again. I can only use one of each Eldamon at a time, meaning I can't use a team of 6 Crucible Knights, even though that would be really funny. I can recall an Eldamon mid-battle to prevent them dying, but once they're recalled, I can't summon them again during that fight. The challenge will continue even if my entire team dies. I'll just have to go find some new Eldamon. I can teleport out of a battle using the Memory of Grace item, but if there's an Eldamon on the field while I leave, they die. I can catch an Eldamon by killing them myself, but I can only use the club that comes with the Wretch class, and I can't fight any gym leaders, Elite Four members, Team Rocket members, or the Eldamon champion. And then there's a bunch of small other things that I'm not going to waste your time with saying out loud. You can pause and read them if you'd like. So what about the starters? Well, technically you can actually get the Fanged Imp Spirit Ashes at the very start of the game, because you can choose it as a keepsake, but that's not very exciting, and that takes away the fun of having 3 different options for starters. So instead of the Fanged Imps, I chose 3 similar spirit summons that I had the choice of starting with. Dung Eater Puppet, Night Maiden, and Sorceress. That's a hard word to say. And then the Nefeli Lu. Nefeli Lu.
Nefeli.
And the Nefeli Lu puppet. I could choose between these 3, but I figured I'd let Fate decide this one for me. Fate, who's my starter? Cool! With my starter decided, the rules set, and my pants off, let's run the world's first Elden Ring Nuzlocke. Also, yeah, I've seen Elden Ring weapon Nuzlockes. This is not the same thing, but those are also very cool. Okay, goodbye now. The first thing to do in any playthrough of Elden Ring is to make a character. I made a guy, but he was pretty fucking scary looking, so instead I made a girl and tried to give her, like, Pokemon trainer vibes. So I present to you... Dumpy Ketchum. I also used the cheat table to give myself some trainer clothes. So I present to you, for the second time in like 30 seconds, Dumpy Ketchum with cooler clothes. Or really, any clothes at all, because she didn't have clothes before. So you actually have to confront the Grafted Scion right here, but I was having some issues with the camera and it wasn't letting me lock on, and I got murked while trying to fix it. I did fix it though, so... After dying to the Grafted Scion, you get dropped in the Stranded Graveyard. Unbeknownst to me in my first playthrough, because I don't have the patience to explore, there's actually a boss right here in the graveyard, the Soldier of Godrick. All Rick Soldier of God memes aside, he's pretty much as easy as a boss can get. Calling him a boss is actually kind of a stretch. But he is an Eldamon, and I've got plenty of slots to fill on my team. So with my trusty club, I caught my first wild Eldamon, the Soldier of Godrick. There's another tradition in Nuzlocke where you have to name every Pokemon you catch, so staying true to the challenge, I'll be naming most of my Eldamon. I will be calling him Soldier Boy. Not Soldier Boy, like from The Boys, Soldier Boy, like the guy who sells the really good consoles that you should buy. Funny thing is, at this point, I actually can't even use any Eldamon yet, because I haven't met my professor yet. So from here, I made my way past the Tree Sentinel, not fucking with that guy, and traversed Limgrave until I met my companion, Melina. You know how Ash has Misty, or May, or Dawn, or... Wow, it just hit me what a fucking little slut Ash was. Anyway, I have Melina, and Melina gave me a bike. Well, it's a horse, but you know, I'm trying to stick to the Pokemon vibe. After meeting my companion, I can go and meet my professor, Professor Ronnie. Ronnie gives me the Spirit Calling Bell, and now I can actually get this challenge going for real. Let's get a whole party, and then I'll talk about our next step. When Ronnie gave me the bell, she also gave me the Lone Wolf Spirit, so I've got 3 Eldamon on my team. A whole party is 6, and I may have failed math in college, but I'm pretty sure that means I only need 3 more. The Beast of Fara Missoula is a fairly easy boss to beat, but he can dish out some mean damage for early game, so using Nefeli, I added him to my team. Next up, I want to catch the Grave Warden Duelist. First I'll send out the Lone Wolves because hopefully they can divide and oh, shit. Okay, not huge loss. Maybe the Soldier of Godric will just stand there and get killed. Huh, okay, fine. Big boy time. There we go, get him. Okay, dodge. Dodge! Why are you standing still? Get out of there! Oh dear Christ. Okay, Nefeli, I really need some help here. Okay, my other spirits proved to be pretty useless, but Nefeli is definitely cut above the others. Oh, this guy sure does hit hard though. Nefeli, your health is getting real low. Maybe we could wrap this up now? Oh, that's not what I meant. Alright, Dickface, I'll finish this myself. Huh, I probably could have done that from the start instead of watching my entire team get wiped. Well, like I said, just because my team is dead doesn't mean the challenge is over. Dickface is obviously pretty strong, so having him on my team is probably better than having all the others combined. At least, that's what I'm gonna tell myself. He also gives you the Spirit Ashes of Banished Knight Engval, who I'll be calling Dickface Jr., just by association. Well, catching bosses this early didn't seem like a great strat, so I'm gonna go for some weaker Eldamon to start rebuilding my numbers a bit. This might be a good time to remind you that I'm restricted to the Limgrave area right now. Like in Pokemon, you can't just go traversing the entire map. I've gotta earn my badges to open up new areas, so I'm gonna have to get creative with my Eldamon catching. Okay, I think I can try and fight a boss again. God damn, I am a terrible trainer. Okay, well, I got him at least. I need some muscle, but I am not getting any more of my Eldamon killed. I'll kill this motherfucker myself. There we go, fuck. Alright, I've got a full team, so here's our current goal. Take down Margit the Fell. Margit is the first major boss of the game, but he isn't a gym leader, so I shouldn't have to be too worried. Let's do this shit. Huh, well that really sucks ass. Well, I thought I didn't have to be worried, but that motherfucker is just all over the place. Guess I need to refill my team again. Okay, I may not have a full team, but I'm pretty sure these 5 can do this. Also, I totally forgot because this isn't a gym leader, I can throw hands too. Now, let's do this shit again. There we go. It honestly just took me being a better trainer to beat him. Sorry to those who died to Margit, but to those who survived, let's keep this train going. So Margit may not have been a gym leader, but the next boss most certainly is. Godrick the Grafted, the first gym leader and keeper of the Grafted badge. I think with Margit on our team, I can take Godrick down, but I won't be able to get involved in this fight, so I'll have to trust my Eldamon to handle this on their own. I'll start off with the Guardian Golem because that guy hits hard, and I want to get through Godrick's first phase really fast. Unfortunately, he got pretty beat up before he was really able to do any damage, but right as I was recalling him, Godrick managed to kill him. It's pretty hard to tell, but I'm no cheater. That man is dead. Next out, the Black Knife Assassin. I was hoping that with his agility, he'd be able to chip away at Godrick's health a bit, but after seeing him get hit once, I knew he wasn't gonna last long, so I pulled him out pretty quick. After the first two Eldamon weren't really much help, I sent down the Erdtree Watchdog to try and get some of Godrick's health down. He managed to do about as much as the other two combined, but unfortunately, Godrick just comboed the life out of him. I really need to get Godrick into his phase 2, so I'm sending in the Bloodhound Knight. I'm hoping that he'll be able to do some bleed damage before getting beat up too much. He got about 90% of his health taken almost instantly, but then he was able to stun Godrick and get him into his second phase. This is where the Bloodhound Knight really shined. You see, Godrick starts this phase with a big sweeping fire attack, but little BK was just short enough to stay under the attack and keep piling on damage. He was even able to stun Godrick, which gave me the perfect opportunity to pull him out before he lost the remaining sliver of his health. With Godrick now close to death, I pulled out a heavy hitter, the Erdtree Avatar. He got Godrick down to a tiny bit of health, but then for some reason he just stood there. He stood there long enough for Godrick to bring his health way down, and by the time I tried to pull him out, it was too late for him. Don't worry though, my last Eldamon is my ace, Margit. Margit ran right into battle and knifed Godrick like he was playing COD. I lost some good men along the way, but with Godrick beaten, I've secured my first badge, the Grafted badge. With my first badge in hand, I can now head up north to the next area, Liurnia of the Lakes. Before I can even think about challenging the gym leader of this area, I've got to beef up my team again. There's one Eldamon specifically that I'd like to add to the team, Bulls the Carrion Knight, or as I like to call him, Big Bulls. He's a hard hitter and has a good pool of health, so I think he'll be pretty useful. Another Eldamon I'd like to add to the team is the Crucible Knight. I was too scared to try and catch this guy earlier, but with some real hard hitters on my team now, I was able to get him. Unfortunately though, while trying to catch the Royal Revenant, who is a major pain in the ass by the way, I lost the Bloodhound Knight. Rest in peace, buddy. I couldn't have beaten Godrick without you. To replace him, I grabbed the Omen Killer. With a newly formed Eldamon party, it's time to storm the Raya Lucaria Academy and get my second badge. Much like how I had to beat Margit before I could reach Godrick, I first have to beat the Red Wolf of Radagon before I can confront Renala. I brought out the Royal Revenant to start this fight, but he was a little nervous. So I swapped him out for the Crucible Knight, who actually ended up being the perfect counter to the Red Wolf. The Red Wolf also has the health bar of a newborn baby, so it only took a handful of attacks from the Crucible Knight to take him down. There is one more obstacle standing between myself and Renala, and that's Moongrum. Moongrum is actually okay, never mind. With Moongrum dead, let's get my second badge. Renala's first phase is really easy, or at least it would be if I could do it myself. You see, you gotta take Renala's shield down by running around hitting these little freaks, and when you hit 3 of them, Renala will fall down and be vulnerable. Problem is, I can't actually guarantee that my Eldamon will attack Renala when she's in this state, and this is a gym leader battle, so I can't touch her. This first phase took a very patient 15 fucking minutes. Her second phase, because yes, damn near every gym leader has 2 phases, her second phase is much more action-packed. Renala comes out of her little bubble and starts throwing hands, or spells, I guess. By the time I made it to the second phase, Giant Bulls was a little tired and just watched me dodge Renala's spells for a while. So I recalled Bulls and brought out Crucible Knight. He took about 2/3 of her health before Renala started summoning her own Eldamon and took him out. Next I sent out the Omen Killer, but his health is just not nearly enough to get anything done. After losing the Omen Killer, I sent out Margit to try and finish this. But between Renala's Eldamon and her constant magic attacks, Margit died before being able to do much either. I tried to have Godrick wrap things up here, but he just got fucking lasered. That left the entire fight up to the Royal Revenant, who previously was a bit nervous. Honestly, I didn't even have any hope. But by God, he proved me wrong. He used a poison attack, and it did a pretty nasty amount of damage. Thanks to the Royal Revenant, I was able to secure my second badge, the Full Moon Badge. Now that I've got my second badge, that means I can activate the Grand Lift of Dectus and gain entry to the capital city, Lanedale. But before I do that, I gotta fill up the rest of my team's empty slots. For the remaining slots, I grabbed the Leonine Misbegotten, the Tree Sentinel, I pulled the Red Wolf out of the PC, and swapped out the Royal Revenant for the Lanedale Gargoyle. Now, to actually enter the capital, you first have to beat the Draconic Tree Sentinel, a roided up, fire-spitting, lightning-wielding version of the Tree Sentinel. This guy has given me plenty of trouble in past playthroughs, but I'm ready to put the things I've learned from my previous battles to the test. Starting with my newly caught Gargoyle, I want to try and get the Draconic Tree Sentinel into his second phase as fast as possible, a strat I'm sure you'll be hearing from me plenty. Unfortunately, for lack of better terms, Ball Gargler kinda got his ass handed to him. I was able to get him out of there before he got killed, but that was a pretty rough start. The second Eldamon I used was the Leonine Misbegotten. He got to work right away, literally sprinting in there. He was doing some solid damage, but as he started taking some hits, I ran in and healed him up a bit so that he could keep fighting. Eventually though, he kinda just powered down? Fine by me, he did exactly what I needed him to do. And I managed to pull him out before he got in too much trouble for standing still. Next up, Renala. Renala is fucking goated. She got pounded a bit, but honestly, I probably could have let her fight longer. Trust me when I say she's goated, but in her place, I brought in good old Giant Bulls. Bulls, for some reason, only likes to use like two moves. The shout move and this big sweeping running swing. And for the Draconic Tree Sentinel, those two were perfect. He managed to finish off the fight, and I successfully beat a tough enemy without losing any Eldamon at all. I might be improving a little bit. After beating Draco Malfoy, I can go and challenge the third gym leader. Or at least I would have been able to if it wasn't for Godfrey, my rival. He's the first Elden Lord, I'm about to be the new Elden Lord, he cockblocks me a couple times, it felt like a good fit. The first Eldamon I sent out against Godfrey was the Tree Sentinel, and boy did he get fucked. I pulled him out and sent in the Leonine Misbegotten. Young Leonine was able to get some points on the board. The problem with him against Godfrey though is that Godfrey actually just sorta out-aggroes him. He did a lot of damage though. Next, I gained some distance from Godfrey and summoned Renala, hoping that summoning her a bit further away would give her some time to cast a couple spells. She was able to hit him with like 3 spells before he could even touch her, but once he did, he touched her pretty hard. She had like 1 HP by the time she made it out, but she made it out. For my 4th Eldamon, I summoned the Red Wolf, but he got fucked. Literally just 3-shotted. I needed someone I could trust to get some damage in, so next I brought out Bulls. He ran in, guns blazing, swords swinging, and head slamming into the wall. Good one, Bulls. And again. And then he gets stunned and pummeled into fucking dust. And then he gets up and he does the same thing over again. I guess this arena really wasn't made for Bulls that big. That means it's up to Gargoyle to finish this off. I was afraid he'd run into the same problem as Bulls, but he managed to just barely squeak out the win, meaning I beat my rival, the Lost Tree Sentinel, and Red Wolf along the way. I'm gonna grab a couple more Eldamon before I go any further. Alright, now I can go and challenge the third— oh! Hello? Professor Ronnie? Team Rocket? I'll be right there. Ah, so you're the Team Rocket member who's been causing trouble, huh? Makar, use Flamethrower! Makar, you gotta aim down, buddy. Makar, use, any other move. Makar? Damn it, Makar, you have to hit him with your attacks. Jesus fuck, Makar, get out of here. Go, Renala! Renala, use, magic. Yeah, there we go. God damn, lady, laser his ass! Remember when I was telling you that Renala's fucking nasty? This is what I was talking about. Alright, great work, Renala. Gargle Man, finish this off. Oh fuck, don't die, please. Alright, Young Lean, literally just hit him once. Thank you. Okay, no more getting sidetracked. Let's get our 3rd gym badge. Alright, Rune Bear, start us off strong. Okay, not exactly what I had in mind. Renala, I'm gonna need you to fuck this guy up, please. Renala, you can't summon Eldamon, you are an Eldamon. Alright, not bad, but don't die. Giant Bulls, get Margit to his 2nd phase. No, Bulls, too high. There you go, that's more like it. Uh-oh, this is a pretty deadly combo. Get out of there, Bulls. Okay, Gargus, please, I need you here. Yeah! Beat his ass, Gorgo! Oh dear lord, he's doing scary combo. Gargoni, no! Alright, Makar, I'm gonna need you to make up for that bullshit you pulled earlier. Makar, please just aim down. You gotta do something. God damn you, Makar, you fat fucking... Alright, Leonide, it's up to you, buddy. You're my last hope. Wait, stop, don't get nervous. Run! No! Young Lee! Well, that hasn't happened in a while. I think I need a serious level up to my team, huh?
Ulcerated Free Spirit, the Ulcer Eldamon. The Ulcerated Free Spirit is a very large Eldamon, capable of creating large explosions with its rotten fire. This Eldamon is known for its durability and can battle for long periods of time. Full-grown Falling Star Beast. The Stone Bolt Eldamon. The full-grown Falling Star Beast is the evolved form of the Falling Star Beast, an Eldamon capable of using gravity magic as well as powerful physical attacks. Elamur of the Briar. The Psychic Sword Eldamon. Elamur is known for his proficiency in close quarters combat, but is also able to fight at mid-range using his sword that he controls telekinetically. Black Blade Kindred. The Dark Gargoyle Eldamon. Black Blade Kindred is an evolved version of the Gargoyle, who is stronger and more durable. He is also able to wield Destined Dead magic. Battle Mage moves. The Battle Mage Eldamon. Battle Mage Host uses this magical prowess to create physical weapons out of glintstone magic, setting him apart from other glintstone sorcerers.
Alright, I've built a very powerful team. I should have no problem taking down Morgott with these new Eldamon. I'll start with Blackblade Kendrick. I'm hoping he'll use some Destined Death attacks and tear down Morgott's health. The battle between the two was genuinely, and I don't like this word because it makes me think of like cringy 2010 memes, but the battle was actually epic. Kendrick didn't land any of the attacks I was hoping he would, but he really didn't need to. He did just fine by going straight up, toe-to-toe, blow for blow with Morgott. I pulled him out eventually, but he did way more than I needed him to. I brought out Hughes to try and finish off the battle, but right when it was about to end, I died. But wouldn't you believe it, Hughes traded me. Unlike Gold Valorant players, Hughes had my back and finished the fight for me right as I died. This meant that though unconventional, I technically won the battle. I do unfortunately lose Hughes though, because if I die while an Eldamon is on the field, they die too. While it may have been a bit scuffed, I got my third badge, the Omen badge, and added Morgott to my team in place of Hughes. Rest in peace, buddy. Now though, my team is real strong. I've got 5 really strong Eldamon and 1 gym leader on my team. I think I can head right into my next battle against the 4th gym leader, Radahn. Radahn is my favorite boss in the game. Unfortunately though, FromSoft kinda took a big smelly dump on Radahn with an early update to the game that nerfed him heavily. I wish he retained his former glory, but as he is right now, I was able to beat him with just the Beastie Boy. And it wasn't really even close. But with him beaten, I get the Star Scourge badge, and that brings me halfway through my 8 badges. At this point in the journey, things have sort of opened up in the sense that I can fight the remaining 4 gym leaders in any order. I'm gonna fight them, in my opinion, their level of difficulty. So that means next up is Mohg, the Lord of Blood. I'm gonna just say it, I don't fucking like this guy. Gives me nasty pedo vibes. As per usual, BBK goes in swinging. I gotta say, I think he's my favorite Eldamon. Anyway, he busts out some of that Destined Death I was hoping to see against Morgott, but I was actually surprised at how durable Mohg was. The two were trading blows, but it didn't take too long for Mohg to start pulling ahead. That was until Kendrick hit him with the super ultra mega combo that took Mohg to half health. I pulled BBK before he could get hurt much more, but he did some major work. Unfortunately, and annoyingly, Mohg starts his second phase by slurping up some of your health, which pretty much nullified the super ultra mega combo. The second Eldamon I brought out was Morgott. Honestly, I thought Morgott was gonna finish this off. That was until I saw the amount of damage he was doing to Mohg. Morgott is strong, but he doesn't really seem to hold a candle to Mohg when it comes to damage output. Worst of all for Morgott, Mohg stopped him from using one of his best moves right before it could come out, and then just destroyed his remaining health in an instant. That's a pretty tough loss, but I'm hoping that my next Eldamon, Elmo, can help clean this up. Like the Pokedex said when I caught him, Elmo is a goddamn brawler. He just gets in there and throws hands, and throws a sword. And that's exactly what he did to beat Mohg. Had Mohg been full health, Elmo certainly would have lost, but thanks to Kendrick and Morgott, Mohg was just low enough to lose. With the Lord of Pedos beaten, that means I've earned my 5th badge, the Blood Flame badge. I'm not happy about it, but I'm adding Mohg to my team in place of Morgott. Rip the Omen King. Now I can move on to... Uh-oh. Hello? Team Rocket's back. Volcano Manor, huh? I'm on it. Well, thankfully for me, this is where the next gym leader is anyway. Start us off, Kendrick. Beautiful, sheesh. Yeah, Team Rocket doesn't stand a fucking chance. Man, they're really looking even. I can't believe Kendrick is as strong as Team Rocket's elite. Wait, Kendrick, you gotta move. Kendrick, get out of there. Come back! No! Kendrick! Fuck. Beat his ass, Mohg. Well, as much as I don't like him, Mohg did avenge my boy. R.I.P. a fucking real one. My current team is mad strong, but I gotta fill the void that BBK left behind, and I think I know just the guy to fill it. Alright, Radahn, we haven't seen much from you yet. Let's see what you got. Wow, I may have overestimated Radahn a little bit. Okay, get in there, Mohg. Damn, they're really just grinding down my Eldermon's health so fast. I think I've got the man for the job. Go, Groot! You know, I may not be able to fight the boss with him, but I could damn sure kill his goons. Oh no, I got distracted. Groot, get out of there! God damn it. Beastie Boy, help me out here, brother. Man, I forgot how strong he is. I probably could have pulled him out at the beginning and saved myself some trouble. Well, it wasn't easy, but I've got a new, very powerful Eldermon. But now I gotta fill the other empty spot I just made. Okay, I'm not losing any more Eldermon. I'm catching this asshole by myself. There. Good thing I only have this club, otherwise that would have been too easy. It's time to take a shot at the 6th gym leader, Rykard, Lord of Blasphemy. Okay, maybe I don't want this fucking guy. Alright, I'm replacing the Dragonkin Soldier with the good old fire tank, mostly because it's funny, and adding Smarag? I don't know, that sounds gross. I'm calling him Smough. Now I think I'm actually ready for Rykard. Smaug, get in there, baby. Oh, that's not good. There you go. Use your magic. Next up, Fire Tank. Huh, that didn't last real fucking long. Okay, Mohg, get him to his 2nd phase, huh? Wow, okay, I said that, but I didn't actually think he was gonna do it. Beastie Boy, finish this off. Wow, 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 okay, he's actually getting fucking owned. Oh my god, they keep knocking each other out. I can't watch this anymore. Gohan, use, kill. Damn, good shit. Glad I picked him up. Actually forgot to show off the badge in the arena, but boom, the 6th badge, the Blasphemy badge. There's now only 2 gym leaders left. I bet you can guess who the last one is pretty easily, because if you haven't noticed, all 6 previous gym leaders were also shard bearers, but there's only 7 shard bearers. So who could the 7th gym leader be? Well, I thought there was only one other boss in the game who could stand up there with the top dogs. And his name is Estelle, natural born of the void. Before battling Estelle, I first went and caught the Misbegotten Crusader, more versatile version of the Leonine Misbegotten, and boy am I glad I did. Because I wanted to see what he could do, I sent in the Crusader against Estelle first. And last. This motherfucker tore Estelle up. Straight up beat him 1v1 mid-diff. Half of me was pretty disappointed, but the other half just thought it was fucking funny. I really don't have much else to say here, Estelle. He got owned. But that means I have 7 gym badges and just 1 more to go until I can confront the Elite Four and then the Eldamon champion. It's a good thing that Estelle was such a walk in the park, because the next gym leader was by far the most brutal, difficult, patience-testing gym leader so far. You know her, you love her, or hate her. The final gym leader, of course, is Malenia, Blade of Miquella. I tested her a bit, not fully committing to a battle yet, but I could tell right away that this was going to be way harder than anything I had to do before. But there was one single Eldamon. One Eldamon who I truly would have never thought would be so incredibly impactful in such a high-level fight. One Eldamon who just might have carried me like a little nubile baby through this fight. I just looked up what nubile meant. That's not what I thought nubile meant. Anyway, this Eldamon is the Silver Tear Orb. The big ball thing that pops up in random spots of the map and tries to run you over. This thing took out Malenia's entire first phase single-handedly. It just steamrolled her. I had to pull it out right at the start of phase 2, but I still had 5 other Eldamon who were raring and ready to go. First, I sent in Fire Tank Senior, an upgraded version of Fire Tank that has 3 cannons on it instead of 1. It ended up doing more harm than good, as Malenia just absorbed health from it before it died, but it was worth a shot. Next, I sent in the Crusader, an Eldamon who is able to completely solo Estelle, so you know he's no slouch. Slouch or no slouch though, even the Crusader wasn't able to take the full waterfall without being stunned. It ultimately beat up pretty bad. My 4th Eldamon is Elmo. Elmo has yet to let me down, and you guys have seen how he's willing to just throw hands. Watching these two fight was like watching a fucking Dragon Ball Z fight. They just were so fast, and I could hardly keep up with what was going on. Ultimately, I decided to pull out a classic to finish this fight off. Black Blade Kindred. Yes, he died earlier, but Kendrick wasn't the only Black Blade Kindred in the game. I traveled to the mountaintops of the Giants to fight and catch Black Blade Kindred Sr., a stronger version of Kendrick, and he was exactly what I needed to win this fight. Like the BBK before him, Kendall was fast, strong, and utilized Destined Death magic a bit better than BBK Jr. Like Elmo and Malenia, Kendall and Malenia was just a fucking treat to watch. Like I said earlier though, I brought out BBK to finish this battle, and finish it he did. It took a while, and Kendall didn't have much health by the end of it, but by God he did it. I finally earned the Badge of Rot. And better yet, the pain in my ass that I had been fighting for ages now was now a part of my team. With all 8 badges, an insane team, and some new swag clothes fit for an Eldamon champion, let's go take on the Elite Four. The first member of the Elite Four is a hard hitter and has a metric fuck ton of health. I'm talking, of course, about the Fire Giant. I'm sending in Beastie Boy first. He's mobile, and I'm hoping he'll stay low and attack the Fire Giant's weak spot, his ankle. These two went at it for what felt like hours. I eventually just gave in and recalled him, cause I couldn't fucking take it anymore. Next, I brought out Malenia. She's new to my team, but she's not new to fighting opponents bigger and scarier than she is. The Fire Giant is also weak to slash damage, so I was hoping that Malenia would be able to just bust up that leg. She managed to do some damage, but then as the Fire Giant was loading up a big fire attack, it hit me that Malenia is very weak to fire. I recalled her as soon as I realized and sent out the GOAT BBK. I could have sent him out and just kicked my feet up because he put the fucking hands to the Fire Giant. Kendall just wouldn't let up and ended up solidly out damaging and ultimately beating the Fire Giant. That's 1 member down, 3 more to go. To get to the next Elite Four member, I need to burn the Erd Tree. I'm not capable of doing this as I am, but there's someone who is. My great companion, Melina. Melina burns the Erd Tree for me, and I'm able to reach Farum Azula to take on the next 2 Elite Four members. Yes, there's 2 here. On my way to the first one though, I was stopped by Team Rocket once again. I started off the 1v2 by summoning Gohan. He did pretty well, but I was worried that he would die, being an ice type against 2 fire types, so I brought out the Crusader, and this motherfucker was torqued. The Crusader soloed the 2 of them like it was what he was born to do. It felt good, honestly. I forgot how strong the rest of my team was. Now I can fight the second Elite Four oh yeah, forgot about this guy. Crusader mid-diffed. Now I can fight Maliketh, the second Elite Four member. I used Elmo first, assuming he would do some damage. He ended up doing too much damage. He burned through Maliketh's first phase so fast that I genuinely thought he was gonna solo him, but when phase 2 came knocking, things got scary quick. Maliketh melted Elmo's health bar like it was a fucking ice cube, and Maliketh was, like a hot thing. I pulled Elmo out before he could get murked, but honestly, I was a little scared to bring in anyone else after that. I didn't want to lose any of the Eldamon I had left, and Maliketh was out for some blood. So I sent in one of my best, if not my best, defensive Eldamon, Beastie Boy. I'm so glad that I sent him in, because Maliketh opened up against him by doing literally 30,000 damage. BB's no joke though, and he almost killed Maliketh before I pulled him out, but again, I'm not trying to lose anyone here. I wanted to play things safe. I sent in Gohan to finish off this little sliver of Maliketh's health, and he did that perfectly. After you kill Maliketh, you're transported to the Ashen Capital. This is where you face the third Elite Four member, Gideon Ofnir, the All-Knowing. Can I be honest with you guys? He got fucked up. Look, I had to make him part of this somehow. He doesn't really qualify for an Elite Four member, but you know, he's here, so yeah. Kind of a letdown, I know. But before I have time to celebrate my win, do you hear that? It's the final Elite Four member calling me. I traveled back to Farum Azula where I met with the last member of the Elite Four. Truly, I think, the most menacing boss in the game. I love a good challenge, and every time I see this motherfucker, my blood gets pumping and I just can't help but smile. Dragon Lord Placidusix? Let's do this shit. The first Eldamon I summoned is Big BB. He wasted no time charging straight into battle. Watching two Eldamon as fast and aggressive as Malenia and Elmo fight is awesome, but watching two Eldamon as massive and strong as Placidusix and BB fight is just a different kind of joy. Like watching King Kong and Godzilla fight. It's just like a primal love of watching Big Thing punch Big Thing. The two of them seem totally evenly matched. At least that was until Placidusix started nuking BB. It wasn't doing a crazy amount of damage, but it certainly was stunning him, giving DP enough time to gain the advantage. Beastie Boy kept the heat on him though. Then Placidusix started picking up the pace. He goes from a huge lumbering dragon to a teleporting bomb. BB couldn't keep up anymore, and after another fat nuke, I pulled him out. Next, I sent out Malenia, this time in her second phase. Malenia went in there and just picked him apart. It seems like she was just made for these massive bosses because she's too small to hit, and anytime she does get hit, she'll just heal it back right away. They went back and forth for a bit, but then Malenia pulled out a nuke of her own and finished off the fight with a waterfowl, a fitting way for her to end the fight. If you're keeping count, then you know that means all four of the Elite Four members are gone. That means I can go and face the final challenge, the Eldamon Champion. Of course though, who else would be standing between me and the champion than my rival, Godfrey. And this time he's here with his full power. I opened up with Gohan. Who better to fight against a big old man than a big old man? At first it seemed like Godfrey was just gonna body Gohan, but then he pulled out some pretty good moves of his own. He ended up doing enough damage, and I substituted him out with the Crusader. The Crusader is a demon, but he also gets stunned pretty easily. He ended up collecting himself and just wailing on Godfrey until he entered his second phase. Godfrey is a fitting rival for another reason. He has his own Eldamon. Sarash is kind of like a manifestation of Godfrey's insane power. To gain that power back though, Godfrey had to kill his own Eldamon. Look, I may not be a perfect trainer, but I damn sure wouldn't kill my own Eldamon. And for Sarash, my team will make him pay. The Crusader got a couple more licks in, but Hoaraloo just started literally ripping him to shreds. I wanted to bring out another brawler, so I summoned Elmo. Elmo is just so swag. He just looks like he's not even trying when he's fighting. In the end, swag and the power of friendship were enough to bring down Godfrey, or Hoaraloo, or whatever the fuck you want to call him, down for good. That means for real this time, I only have one challenge left. The Eldamon Champion. Before I face the champion, I'd like to show off my final team. A team that I genuinely am proud of. Elmer of the Briar. Full-grown Falling Star Beast. Commander Nyal. Misbegotten Crusader. Malenia, Goddess of Rot, and Blackblade Kindred. This team has gotten me this far. I absolutely trust that they will beat the champion as well. For the final time, let's do this shit. The champion is actually more like two champions, starting with Radagon of the Golden Order. Honestly, I was very confident that Radagon would not be a problem, and I was 100% right. Elmo managed to take him out single-handedly. If I'm not mistaken, FromSoft nerfed Radagon similar to how they nerfed Radon, so I wasn't afraid of him. The real challenge is the Elden Beast. For the Elden Beast, I wanted to use Malenia, for exactly the same reasons why she was great against Placidusix. It's like she was built for these sorts of battles, and let me tell you, she did not disappoint. Malenia could have single-handedly beat the Elden Beast, I'm certain of that. However, she did start catching some hands, and to be totally honest, I just didn't think that it felt right to have her finish off this run. It may have been a little selfish, but I wanted my favorite Eldamon to finish this off, BBK. The second he dropped in, I knew that this was over. He literally just ran right at the Elden Beast and finished him off with one huge blow, fittingly killing him using Destined Death magic. And that truly is the end of the journey. I want to introduce my team to you again, not as their character names, but as their Eldamon names. Thank you, Elmo. Thank you, Beastie Boy. Thank you, Gohan. Thank you, Super Smash Bros. Crusade. Thank you, Malenia, Goddess of Thought. And of course, thank you, Black Blade Kendall. I was lucky to have such an incredible team with me at the end. And to all of the Eldamon that fell before you, thank you too. I could not have done it without a single one of you. If you aren't subscribed, drop a sub. The percentage of people who watch my videos versus the amount of people who are subbed is fucked, but that's okay. That's just kind of how YouTube goes. If you want to try this challenge, don't. It's a lot of fucking work. But if you're determined, just download the mod that I showed earlier, and there's a Discord server you can join, and they have a bunch of tutorials that'll help you out. Thanks to my Eldamon, and thanks to you guys for watching. GG's.